Righty, welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily and time now to look at our consumer tech. Now, when you spend so much money to buy a phone, I'm sure you look at all the features, all the benefits that you can get. But sometimes when you talk of your phone camera, all we do is just take selfies. And really, what else can we do with that? We've been joined here by Edward Poku. He is the head of new media, Citi FM, Citi TV. And he is going to let us know how to get the best out of our phone cameras and shoot like a pro. Hi, Eddie. And in fact, we are pinking this morning. Hi. I like your pink.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, so we are talking about taking pictures and videos to sell products.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have phones. We do so many things, and like I was saying, a lot of people, the phone is just relegated to a selfie machine, which is important.
Of course, that is also very key.
Yes,
because we are also products we are selling.
Exactly. Yeah. But you have products that you are selling. Yeah. You need to capture them right, okay, so that you can get the benefits that you need. A lot of times when it comes to taking pictures, people say, "Oh, go and get a professional to do it."
Yes.
It's important for you to know when to get the professional and when to do it yourself. And for some businesses, your margins are so small that if you bring in the professional, it's going
taking
to
all your
add
profits
up.
away.
Yes. So you have to find ways and means of doing stuff yourself. And now we all have great phones in our hands. You know? And we say that the best phone is the one that you have in your pocket because it's always with you. So yeah, you have to master the phone, and then you can get the best product. Product photography, when it comes to product photography, there are a few things that you have to note because the product is your object. Okay, so number one, composition. How do you compose the picture so that all attention will be drawn to the subject? Okay, so how do you frame? When I say framing, how do you position your camera, such that the product is the center of attraction? The picture that you are going to capture, if somebody looks at it, their eyes and attention is going to be drawn to the product. So what are some of the things that you have to look out for? Okay, so number one, you have to, it's a product.
Yes.
That is what you want to showcase. So you shouldn't have competing things in the frame, in the picture. Okay. So if you have a particular item that you want to focus on, that item. So, for example, we have these pictures, random pictures I took from Gigi of somebody selling a car. And you can see the pictures. So this particular picture, this shot, you can see that the person is showcasing the keys of the car. And the person used a feature in the camera that blurs out the background. Okay, so using the portrait mode, so you can see that the background is blurred, which means that the focus is on what is in the hand. Okay, but best of all, if you are taking set pictures, you take a picture where the background is totally empty. Okay, so if I'm posing this particular flower that is in this nice pot, okay, there are things that I can do. For example, I can put white paper around it. Okay, I can put white paper, clean white paper around it. Then I can also use a whiteboard on the other side so that I can use that as a bounce to control the light that's around. I mean, when it comes to photography, one of the things, a lot of times people say, "Oh, my camera is not good. My phone camera is," they mention some brand names.
No, even with those brand names, sometimes you realize that you are supposed to have the best phone, but the pictures don't come out great.
Exactly the point I'm
more about the user of the photography.
That is what I'm trying to say. So you know that everyone says that, oh, get this phone. It takes great photos. But you can tell that the photos that I'm taking with that phone is not great.
When it comes to photography, when I say photography, I mean pictures and videos. Light is key.
Okay.
Or I can say even it's king.
Okay.
So you can have a very mediocre camera. Okay. But if you know how to harness the light around you, you get good photos or videos. So number one, what kind of lights do I have available for me to capture that particular image or product? Okay. So you have natural light, which obviously comes from the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, then you have artificial light, which comes from different sources of light that you have available. So natural light, if you are indoors, then it means that it's going to come through a window.
Yes.
When it's coming through a window, it's coming at a particular angle. Okay, so based on where it's coming from, it's going to create a shadow. If it's direct sunlight, based on the time of day, it can be very, very harsh, which means that the shadow is going to be very strong.
Okay.
And it will overpower the image. So you want to balance it. So like I mentioned earlier, you have a white cardboard.
Okay.
Just put it on the other side. So what it does is that the excess light that is going around is going to reflect it and it's going to cover the shadow that is going to come.
Okay.
So when it comes to product photography, these are just a few things.
So it means that if I'm into a very small business, okay, and I want to take photos, I don't necessarily have to invest in like lights and stuff like that. Or it's very, very important that regardless of your status, you need lights.
Okay, so like I was saying, you're a small business.
Yes.
So you do particular things at particular times. It is something that you're going to do on a day-to-day basis based on the kind of products that you have. So as and when the products are available, you should be able, you might not have the sun to use, okay? So
but maybe I can wait till the sun comes. Or
you can, but it might affect your business.
Okay.
Probably maybe you've sewn a dress for a customer. The customer is coming to take the dress. Oh,
yeah.
Can you just model in your dress so that I take a picture of it, you know? So, but there are very, very inexpensive means of doing this.
Okay.
Every time I come here, I want to show the very, very cheap, almost next to nothing ways. Okay, so when we are talking about the tools, you can use light modifiers, like I mentioned earlier, cardboard, white paper, you know, to isolate the background. Because if the background is busy, you have
we have something like that. The shoe.
Yeah. So this particular picture is using what we call a light box. Okay, and even for a light box, you can use ordinary cardboard to do it and light it from the top. Okay, so you put the shoe, it allows you to control the light. So when you take that picture, when somebody sees that picture, you feel that you have set up some, you know, expensive studio to take the picture. But it's just this simple box. And I mean, if you look on Gigi or any of these platforms where they sell these items, it will shock you the price you can get this for. They are very, very cheap, you know. Then we have things like if you are going to be taking lots of pictures and you need a tripod because you need a stable setup so that you don't always have to, and the angles will change. Because if you are just relying on your hand, you even get tired always holding your phone to take. So a tripod is something that it is advisable to invest in. There are lots of very inexpensive, you know, models on the market.
Do the angles matter?
Angles matter.
Okay.
Okay, because if you want to showcase a product, okay, so I have some pictures of mobile phones, for example. Yes, if you can have the pictures of the mobile phones.
Yeah.
So I have two sets, a good set and a bad set. Look at this particular one.
Yeah.
You know, look, can you see that there's a shadow?
Yes,
okay.
yes, we can see
then
the
your hand,
and
your hand is not manicured and pedicured nicely.
Well filed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then the picture itself is not well lit, so it's a bit far. So you can't see the details. There are scratches on the phone. You can't see it. So this particular person is not doing very well to showcase the product they have. Then I have another set. Okay, you realize that the whole of the product is not in the frame. Okay, when I say frame, I mean the part of the picture that is visible. It's not in the frame. Okay, so when that happens, how am I, a buyer, a prospective buyer, going to look at that particular product and make a good judgment? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for example, look at this one. Portions of it is covered. That is not that is, the person did quite well anyway, but portions of it, I mean, look at this, look at the background, very busy background, okay, very busy background, you have stones and other things in the background. What are you selling? Are you selling, what are you selling?
It looks like the phone doesn't even belong to that space.
Exactly. You know, look at that background, look at the phone.
Exactly.
It just doesn't work. You know, but all they could do was just put a white paper or white cloth, you know, put the phone on it, you know, put a white card on one side to control the light and just take that shot. You know, and you'd have made a very, very good representation.
So, you know, maybe sometimes this is why your stuff are not being bought, you know, because your photos are not attractive.
Exactly.
And so people just flip, you know, they don't catch attention.
They don't catch attention. Because the market is very, very competitive. Like the car photos I added, for example. I mean, if you are selling a car, so important that you showcase the car, okay? If it's a used car, probably there are some scratches and you want to be honest about it. So you want all those things to show. So you want to capture it. So if you see this background, it's totally empty. The car is in its natural element. Okay, you can see nicely, waxed and shiny as a car is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Then I have another set, and when you look at it, the gentleman didn't do too well. You see, if you can give me the other set of pictures, of the car pictures. Yeah, so yes. So okay. So then I mentioned, if we talk about a good product photo, okay, we are talking about one that the product is showcased nicely, well lit, attractive. Okay, so finally we got there. So if you see this picture, look at the background. Background is busy. Which car
Which of the cars are we selling?
Yes. Yes. Then there's one particular one. You are even people standing around and stuff like that. No, you are not showcasing the car enough. Then again, cars and phones and other things have reflective surfaces.
Yeah.
Okay. So you also want to, like you mentioned, place yourself at an angle that you will not be reflected off the car. Okay. Or you have to also pay attention to the things in the environment. Sure. You have a nice shiny car and it's reflecting a very nasty environment.
Exactly.
It's not good enough. So then we can talk about the accessories. We talked about the light box. We talked about the tripod. We have very, very small tripods that you can have in very little space. You just put them there. So we have this particular setup, I say the mobile phone power setup. If you can put it on the screen for us. Yes.
Wow.
Good. So these are what I call the mobile phone power setup. A mobile tripod, okay, and you can see how the person has set it up. You have your bounce card, then you have your paper.
The selfie stick and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Selfie. The mobile tripod can double as a selfie stick. Good.
Right.
So then it does a very, very good. So you have a good product, photograph, that represents your pictures.
I'll always find you at the cafe area and continue the conversation. But those who can't find you, where else can they spot you?
Yes, you can get me on Facebook, Edward Opoku. Yes, you can get me on Instagram, as Mifri Asante. Okay. And on Twitter at Edipoku.
Right. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. We've learned so much. Yeah.